Hey YouTubers, let's have us a Bible study. Let's look at judgment in the Gospels. Let's go to Matthew and 5. And we want 21 and 22. Have you heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not kill, and whosoever shall kill shall be in danger of judgment. But I say unto you, that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of judgment, and whosoever shall say to his brother, Raker, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, Thou fool, shall be in danger of hell fire. Let's go to 7, and we want 1 through 4. Judge not, that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye might, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? Or how wilt thou say to thy brother, Let me pull out the mote out of thine eye, and behold, a beam is in thine own eye? Now this is regarding sin. Alright, let's go to 10. And we want 15 and 16. Verily, I say unto you, it shall be more terrible for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah in the day of judgment than for that city. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpent, and harmless as a dove. Let's go to 11. And we want 22 to 24. But I say unto you, it shall be more terrible for Tyre and Sidon at the day of judgment than for you. O thou Capernaum, which exalt unto heaven, shall be brought down to hell. For if the mighty works which they have been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day. But I say unto you, that it shall be more terrible for the land of Sodom in that day of judgment than for thee. Let's go to 12, and we want 14 through 18. Then the Pharisees went out and held counsel against him, how that they might destroy him. But when Jesus knew it, he withdrew himself from thence, and a great multitude followed him, and he healed them all, and charged them that they should not make him known, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Elias the prophet, saying, Behold, my servant, in whom I have chosen, beloved, in whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit upon him, and he shall show judgment to the Gentiles. Let's skip down to 20. A bruised reed shall he not break, and a smoking flax shall he not quench, till he send forth judgment into victory. Let's go to 34, and we want down to 37. O generation of vipers, how can you, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaketh. A good man out of good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. But I say unto you, that every idle word that a man shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy word thou shalt be condemned. Let's go down to 41 and 42. The men of Nineveh shall rise in judgment with this generation, and shall condemn it, because they repented at the preaching of Jonas, and behold, a greater than Jonas is with thee. Is here, All right, let's go to 23. And we want 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye pay tithes of mint, and anise, and cunning, and have aught the weightier matter of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. Those ought ye to have done and not leave the other undone. Let's go to 27. And we want 17 through 19. Therefore, when they were gathered together, Pilate said unto him, Whom will ye that I release unto you, Barabbas, or Jesus, which is called Christ? For he knew that for envy they had delivered him. And when he had sat down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, Have thou nothing to do with that just man? For I have suffered many things this day in the dream because of him. Let's go to Mark, and we want 6. And we want 7 through 11. And he called unto him the 12, and began to send them forth by 2 and 2, and gave them power over unclean spirits, and commanded them that they should take nothing for their journey, save a staff only, no scrap, no bread, no money in their purse, but be shod with sandals, and not put on 2 coats. And he said unto them, In what place whatsoever ye enter in the house, there abide till ye depart from that place. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear you, when ye depart thence, shake off the dust under your feet, for the testimony against them. Verily I say unto you, it shall be more terrible for Sodom and Gomorrah in that day of judgment than for the city. Let's go to Luke, and we want 10. Luke 10. 13 and 14. Woe unto the Chorazin! Woe unto the Bethsaida! For if the mighty works have been done in Tyre and Sidon, which have been done in you, and they had a great while also ago repented, sitting in a sackcloth and ashes. But it shall be more tolerable for Tyre and Sidon at the judgment than for you. Let's go to 11, and we want 31 and 32. The queen of the south shall rise up in the judgment with the men of this generation, and condemn them, for she came from the uttermost parts of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon, and behold, a greater than Solomon is here. The man of Nineveh shall rise up in the judgment with this generation, and shall condemn it, for they repented at the preaching of Jonas, and behold, a greater than Jonas is here. Let's go down to 42, and we want to read down to 44. But woe unto you, Pharisees, for ye tithe mint, and rue all the manner of herbs, and pass over judgment and the love of God. Those ought ye to have done, and not leave the other undone. Woe unto you, Pharisees, for you love the uttermost seats of the synagogue, and greeting in the markets. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye are as graves which appear not, and the men that walk over them are not aware of them. Let's go to John, and we want 5. And we want to start with 22 and 23. For the Father judgeth no man, but hath committed all judgment unto the Son, that all men should honor the Son, even as they honor the Father. He that honoreth not the Son honoreth not the Father which hath seen him. Let's go to 26 now, and read down to 30. For as the Father had life in himself, so hath he given his Son to have life in himself, and hath given him authority to execute judgment also, because he is the Son of Man. Marvel not this, for the hour is come, in which all that are in the grave shall hear his voice, and shall come forth, they that have done good unto resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation. I can of mine own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just, because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Father which has sent me. Let's go to 7, and we want 24. Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Let's go to 8, and we want 15 and 16. Ye judge after the flesh, I judge no man. And yet, if I judge, my judgment is true. For I am alone, but I am my Father that sent me. Let's go to 9, and we want 39 down to 41. And Jesus said, For judgment I come into this world, that they which see not might see, and that they which might see be made blind. And some of the Pharisees which were with him heard these words, and said unto them, Are we blind also? And Jesus said unto them, If you were blind, you would have no sin. But now you say, We see, therefore your sin is remaineth. Let's go to 12, and we want 30 and 32. Jesus answered and said, This voice come not because of me, but for your sake. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. And I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. Let's go to 16, and we want 8 through 11. And when he came, he will reprove the world of sin, and the righteous, and the judgment of sin, because they believe not on me, of righteousness, because I go to my Father, and ye see me no more, of judgment, because the prince of this world is judged. Let's go to 18, and we want 26 to 28. One of the servants of the high priest, being his kinsman, whose ear Peter cut off, saith, Did I not see thee in the garden with him? And Peter then denied again, and immediately the cock crowed. Then laid they Jesus with Capernaum unto the hall of judgment. And it was early, and they themselves went not into the judgment hall, lest they should be defiled, but they might eat the Passover. Let's go down to 33. Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again, and called Jesus, and said unto him, Art thou the King of the Jews? Let's go to 19, and we want 8 and 9. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he was more afraid, and went again to the judgment hall, and saith unto Jesus, Hence thou art. But Jesus gave him no answer. Let's skip down to 13. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he brought Jesus forth, and sat down in the judgment seat, in the place that is called the Purvement, but in the Hebrew, Golgotha. Now, I looked up this in the concordance, and it's 2920. Decision, justice, condemnation, damnation, judgment. Well, YouTubers, I hope this helped you out. If you need prayer, just give me a holler. Love you guys. Bye.